What if I told you one day the ancient world was thriving and just a few decades later it was completely gone? No slow decline, no warning, just collapse. Around 1200 BC, the greatest civilizations on Earth, Egypt, the Mycenaeans, and the Hittites, were deeply connected. Trade routes stretched across the Mediterranean like a prehistoric internet. Bronze was everything: weapons, tools, power. But bronze depended on one fragile thing, and tin didn't exist everywhere. It had to travel thousands of kilometers through dangerous routes, like a modern semiconductor supply chain. Break that chain, and everything stops. Now imagine an entire world built on that single fragile system. One disruption, and the whole civilization stands on the edge of extinction. But what if it wasn't just one disaster? What if everything went wrong at the same time? Recent climate evidence shows a 300-year mega drought hit the region. Crops failed, famine spread, people began to starve. Then came something even worse. A wave of massive earthquakes, a seismic storm, struck city after city. Entire urban centers collapsed into rubble within years. No food, no stability, no safety, and inside these kingdoms, rebellion. Starving populations turned against their rulers, armies weakened, governments cracked, the most powerful empires on earth became ticking time bombs. And just when the world was at its weakest, they arrived, the Sea Peoples. No one knows exactly who they were: refugees, raiders, entire migrating civilizations. But they moved fast, they struck from the sea, and they didn't fight like traditional armies. While kings relied on chariots and rigid warfare, these invaders used unpredictable guerrilla style attacks. Cities burned, Ugarit fell, trade routes vanished overnight. Even Egypt under Ramses III barely survived, and then the domino effect began. One kingdom fell, then another, then another. Died, writing disappeared, architecture stopped. Within a generation, people who lived in grand palaces were hiding in mountains, fighting just to survive. This was the world's first dark age, and here's the chilling truth: the more advanced a civilization becomes, the more fragile it can be. Because when everything is connected, everything can collapse. If you found this story fascinating, hit like so more people can discover it. Subscribe now for more untold historical mysteries and cinematic stories every week. And tell me in the comments, do you think something like this could happen again today? Because history doesn't repeat, but it often comes terrifyingly close.